As soon as my pee hit that pregnancy test, boom, it was no like faint line. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel for another video. Welcome if you guys are new. This is where we just get fun and we let loose and we just be our real selves, you know? So in today's video, as you guys can tell by the title, you already know what we about to get into. Story time on how I found out that I was pregnant. I just want to start off by saying, like, I never knew I could have kids. Like, not saying that anything was wrong with me or had any like illnesses or anything like that. It just never happened. It never happened whatsoever. And I was in a very, very long relationship and it just never happened. Like, and I remember one time I like actually did get pregnant like a very, very long time ago, but within like a week and a half, I had a miscarriage. Like, so in my head, I'm not thinking like, okay, you know, some people, you know, you hear stories about some people and they just like, boom, they do the do and then, yeah. No, so I didn't think I was one of those people where I could just, yeah, baby. 5-6 years ago, it was in 2019, I was 21 years old when it happened. Honestly, like that whole situation made me not even really want to have like kids at all, to be very honest with you, because like in that situation, like even though I already had in my head like I didn't really want to have kids after that because it was very traumatizing and I was by myself going through it, I was just like, I don't think I want to have any children whatsoever. And also during that time as well, and it's so crazy, but during that time I remember like being so sad and I remember praying about it, and I just remember hearing God tell me in that moment, like, this is for your protection. Now, 6 years later, I understand what God was protecting me from. But back then, I didn't fully understand it, but now I do. People would always beg us and be like, why y'all don't have kids and blah, 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 and all this stuff or whatever. And I used to get so annoyed, and he was all for it. He would tell people like, oh, I'm just waiting on her, but she's the one that's holding back on the kids. And I'm just like, fast forward out of that relationship, you know, God brought me into a new healthy relationship, which I just love my husband so much. Like he's just everything. Like he's the creme de la creme. I just love him so much. But yeah, I'm over here out of breath, but y'all gonna have to bear with me because that's what that comes with. I used to be working out. I used to lift weights while I was working out. And this particular time I realized like I could not lift anything like at all. Like anything over 45, I was struggling to lift it, which was so odd because I was used to lifting very, very heavy. Granted, before then I wasn't really in the gym as much, but I was also getting back into the gym. But my body was already used to lifting heavy. So when I got to the gym this one particular week, and it was after my cycle. I remember it was after my cycle or whatever, because I don't like to work out during my cycle. That might be TMI, but I personally don't like to work out during my cycle. If y'all do, please send tips, because I would like to just, the tips can't work for me now, but afterwards, yes, send the tips though. I just remember like not being able to lift anything above 40 or 45, and it was irritating me. Like I literally felt like I was gonna be sick. So that's one thing. I realized I couldn't really lift anything. At the gym, I would feel really, really sick. Like I wasn't able to go as hard as I usually would go in the gym. And then 2, I just started to get like super hungry. Like I would get extremely, extremely hungry, and it used to annoy me. Why am I gagging? That's weird. Don't know why I'm gagging. That comes with it too. Gagging for what? I don't smell nothing. I'm not hungry. What is going on? Am I thirsty? I might be thirsty, so let's drink some water. Hopefully we do not act up on camera again. I'm so sorry. Don't know what that was about. I noticed that I would be extremely, extremely hungry. I was hungry 24/7, and I was usually a person that would eat twice a day, sometimes skip breakfast or whatever. And my husband used to get on me. He used to be like, Aliyyah, you need to eat. Like, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You need to stop skipping out on breakfast. So he literally, that just puts into perspective the type of person I was prior to this. So me feeling hungry after I just ate a full meal was weird to me. Like I knew something was weird, but I didn't think like, oh, okay, I'm pregnant. Outside of that, my husband did get me Panda Express, and I love me some Panda Express. He got me Panda Express one day. I just remember not being able to finish it. Like something about it made me like nauseous. I didn't even finish it either, and he was just like, babe, what's wrong? And I'm just like, I don't know, I like something just felt off. Our dogs kept following me everywhere. Like they would follow me every single place I would go. So we have a puppy. He's a South African Borbal, and he was already very clingy to me, but it just got to the point where it was just like super obnoxious. Like he would not leave me alone. I could not breathe without him trying to figure out what's going on with me. And then like our oldest dog, Storm, like she would follow me around too, and she wasn't like as super clingy. So like when she started doing it, I was just like, what is going on? Like still not thinking anything of it. So another thing as well is I would just fall asleep. I would randomly fall asleep, and usually like I don't fall asleep early. Like I really don't go to bed early like that at all. There would be times where my husband and I, we do this thing where for when we're eating dinner, we like to watch TV, watch a movie or something. And I would fall asleep in the middle of doing that. And it would be so early. It would probably be like 7 or 8. And he'd be like, babe, just go lay down. The type of tired I would feel, like it was just sickening. So mind you, all of these things are happening and I'm not thinking, okay, girl, you need to go take a pregnancy test. Like none of that is going through my mind, because remember, like I said in the beginning, I'm not thinking, okay, Aliyyah, you one of them people that you could just do and boom, baby. No, I'm not thinking that. But I am PMSing. Well, to me, I'm thinking I'm PMSing, but my PMS symptoms are very close to pregnancy symptoms. So I'm having cramps, I'm having like little headaches, my appetite is increasing a little bit. So like I'm not really thinking like all of these symptoms are like, okay, yeah, you're pregnant. I'm thinking, okay, my cycle about to start. The day I knew my cycle was about to start, I was feeling like little cramps or whatever. So I'm like, okay, today must be the day that my cycle actually is about to start. Because usually when my cycle were to come, I wouldn't cramp. Like, I don't know, like I wouldn't really cramp, or it would be like small mild cramps where they wouldn't really hurt. But when I realized like, okay, I'm cramping a little bit, like they were so small, like, but they felt a little different. Looking back at them now, like the cramps that I was experiencing, they were slightly different than your normal period cramps. I don't really know how to explain it. So I had a pregnancy test. I already had one, like one of the little stick ones. I already had one of those that my sister gave me previously, because I thought I had a previous pregnancy scare and my sister gave it to me, and the one I took was negative, of course, but this one I used it. Girl, when I tell you them lines, this is not like, you know, like typically when you take a pregnancy test, it'll tell you like, oh, you need to wait like 3 to 5 minutes for it to load for the complete results, just to make sure it's accurate and blah, blah, all this, that, and the third or whatever. Yeah. No, there was no waiting 3 to 5 minutes. Those lines, as soon as my pee hit that pregnancy test, boom, like it was no like faint lines. Those lines were there. Like that baby was saying, yeah, I'm in here. What's up? And I'm just like, what the freak? There's really a baby in there. So I remember calling my husband, and he's at work. So I remember calling him and I was just like, babe, you have to come home. And he's just like,
Aliyyah, what is the problem? What's going on?
I'm trying to give him tiny amounts of information as possible, because I want it to be a surprise for him, of course. He's just like, Aliyyah, I'm at work. And I could tell he was starting to get a little irritated, but he was just like, all right, I'm coming. So he ends up coming to the house. His job isn't too far or whatever. Ends up coming in like 10 minutes or whatever. And he's like, Aliyyah, what's going on? So I showed him the test and he was just like, Aliyyah, what am I looking at? And I was just like, babe, it's 2 lines on there. He was just like, oh, I already knew. I was just waiting on you to find out.
I already knew you was pregnant.
How did you know that?
I know everything. Why do you think you've been so tired? Why do you think you've been so hungry? Why do you think you've been so sleepy? I've been hip, twin.
Why you didn't say nothing?
Cause I wanted you to do it.
How?
You know how I knew the first sign?
How?
You kept sleeping. Why do you think he's been so protective over you?
I mean, I noticed that, but...
Why do you think you've been sleeping so much and eating so
'Cause
much
I
and
thought-
random stuff? Random sh**.
I didn't think
I've
it was
been hip, girl.
I didn't think it was
I've been hip.
And this is what hit me and made me realize like I was pregnant for real, because I started crying. I was just like, well, it's not a surprise no more because you already knew. And he was just like, Aliyyah, calm down. He went to the store and got the clear blue ones. He was in the bathroom with me when I took them. And as soon as I literally peed on them, it came back. Like, it didn't even wait. It didn't even allow me to like wait a couple of minutes. It came back instantly. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm pregnant. Like it wasn't no faint line. It didn't even take like a couple minutes. It loaded up immediately and said pregnant. Like I've never seen that or heard of that happening to anybody. I remember calling my OB the same day and I was just like, yeah, so your homegirl is pregnant. What do I need to do? So they wanted me to do a confirmation test at the hospital and do a blood test on me to make sure that I actually was, because sometimes store-bought pregnancy tests, even though they give you positives, they can sometimes be false positives. I didn't know that, but I learned that during the process though. So I had to do that just for them to confirm and have it in their system to make sure that I actually was pregnant. And yeah, I took the test and I took the blood test. I took the test at the hospital the following day, because they were quick. They were very, very swift with everything. And they were just like, congratulations, you're having a baby. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Mind you, when I found out, I want to say I had just turned 4 weeks. So it was super early. So to see those dark lines, it was freaking me out because I was just like, how far along am I? It made me go to the to radiology. A lot of people said they did that backwards, but you know, whatever, I still got to see. I guess that was them like confirming that there was a baby there and it was growing where it needed to grow and all this stuff or whatever. So I went around 8 weeks. They were just like, yeah, there's a baby in here. And you're 8 weeks. Like they confirmed everything. So yeah, so that is the story on how I found out I was pregnant. I have a few months left. I'm still in this headspace of it just being like very, very surreal. The moment it literally like kicks into my mind like, oh crap, you're really about to be somebody's mother, is like when I feel him moving, or like I like to talk to him a lot. So like whenever I talk to him, I'll feel him moving, or if my husband is like talking to my stomach, he'll move. So like it would be like little things like that, and I'll just be like, wow, God, like you did this. Like this is really happening. Like, oh. And like every ultrasound appointment that we go to, he just gets bigger and bigger, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like there's really a little boy growing in me, a whole human being growing in me. So like I'm still like trying to grasp that there is a human being inside of me. It's just, even with the whole belly and him moving, sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is real. There's no going back from this. Like this is happening. This is not a drill. This is happening. The most common question that I get asked is that if I have any cravings. No, I don't have any cravings whatsoever. Like if I want food, I want food and I want it now. Like I got 3 premium minutes before, like once my body gets hungry, once I feel like that I'm hungry, I have 3 minutes before all hell breaks loose. Another thing as well, like my skin, I don't really break out. I derma rolled my face the other day, and I noticed like lately when I've been derma rolling my face, I'll get like little pimples, but then they go away. I don't know if that's normal or not. I started derma rolling again. I noticed based off of what I eat, I will have like a pimple or 2 as well. So that also could be a factor. I don't break out. Like as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I was not breaking out. Like I was not breaking out at all whatsoever. I would get like tiny pimples and stuff, but that was only based off of what I ate. So, and it would go away fast as well. I got melasma very, very bad. And if you don't know what melasma is, it's like when you get, I don't want to call it hyperpigmentation in your skin, but you kind of get like dark spots all over you. So I saw it developing the inside of my elbow. And I didn't really think nothing of it. Like, it wasn't itchy or nothing. It wasn't like bumps. Like, it's just your skin in I don't want to say patches, but technically small patches of your pigment is just darker than the rest of your skin pretty much. So I noticed it there, and then I noticed it in the middle of my chest. It started in the middle of my chest, and then it started to like spread. So right now it's literally all over my torso, and it's like spreading down my arms. I think it's not all the way down here. No, it's not all the way down here, but I don't know if you guys are able to see it on camera. Like, this is kind of what it looks like. It doesn't itch or anything. It's like dark patches pretty much. It doesn't itch or anything. And they typically, when I looked it up, it said that it typically happens because of hormones. And then I also saw that it says, one article that I read about it, it said that it typically happens when you're pregnant with boys because of all the extra hormones that you're carrying and all this stuff or whatever. I don't really know if that part is factual, but it does go away after you're pregnant. So I'm ready for it to go away, because like when I tell you my skin looks crazy, to me my skin looks crazy. But I've just been embracing everything that pregnancy has been throwing at me. Like, my face is so different to me now, and it's because I'm just so used to my face being really like slim. You can see my jawline is non-existent right now. Like, it's giving double chin, and I don't like that. I really don't. My nose is on 1,000. Like, son, what are you doing? What are you doing to your mom? And he's moving as I just said that. The only thing I will say that's like really annoying though are, people. You're trying to be in your business, so all this other stuff. Listen, like, one thing about it, and two things for sure, you don't have to explain yourself to nobody. Who would try to be in my business, and I would just simply never give them a straight answer. One, you're in my business. If I didn't tell you anything directly, you shouldn't be asking me anything about my business, especially when it's concerning my uterus. Like, you should mind your business when it comes to that. And I just feel like questions like, are you pregnant? You should never ask somebody that, because what if they're just gaining weight? Or what if some women can't have kids? Like, that's such an insensitive and invasive question to ask. Like, I feel like that's so weird. If somebody's not comfortable enough to like directly tell you like, this is what's going on, I'm pregnant, we're expecting, then you should just leave them alone. Like, I thought that was common sense, but then I quickly realized it's not common sense at all. But overall, I will say though, I am having a wonderful pregnancy. I'm loving every single bit of it. This little boy is like blessed beyond measure, and he's not even here yet. Like, I'm so happy. We just can't wait. Like, we're ready for him to get here. Like, sir, we need you to hurry up and get here. Your mom and dad can't wait to meet you. We love you so much. Like, you were loved beyond measure, blessed beyond measure. Like, so many family members have literally been buying stuff for you, waiting on you to get here. So you need to hurry up and get here, okay? Thank God, because like in a season where I was literally like going through something that was so traumatic, and I thought that, you know, I would never like know what motherhood is, he literally showed me like, no, like, this is what I have promised for you. Like, I seen what you went through. I seen the suffering that you went through, and I'm gonna restore you. And that's literally exactly what he did. And I'm always gonna give God honor and always gonna give God praise when it comes to that, because like, despite it all, like, I always have my heart set on God. Like, I always have my mind set on him. I always have my heart set on him, knowing that like, okay, God, you see what's going on. You see what I'm going through. You see every single thing I've endured. And I know you're not gonna turn a blind eye to it. So yeah, I think that's another thing that makes this like so much better, is because like, I remember all those things that I went through. And just remembering that and knowing like God said that in that season that it was for my protection, and now that he literally like said like this is for you, and it happened, such a really good place and a really good relationship with a healthy partner. Like when I tell you my husband has not missed an appointment, there's no excuse why he can't come, no attitude as to what time the appointments are. He's coming. Like he doesn't miss an appointment. He shows up. Like this little boy is not even here yet, and he's showing up in so many ways. He's making sure he's educated on everything that he needs to be educated on. And like I couldn't ask for a better partner. Like I just love my husband so much, and it just makes me happy. It makes me so happy to see him, like his mindset just change and shift into like being a father too. I don't know, like something about it just like it warms my heart, and it makes me fall in love with him even more, because like wow, like you're being intentional as a father and as a man. Like you're about to raise a little boy, and you're making sure you're doing everything that you need to do to make sure that when he gets here, like you're prepared. And of course you can never be prepared for a child, but everything that you can do to prepare, he's making sure that he's doing that, and he's being present even though he's not even physically here yet. So like shout out to my husband, because like you the real MVP. I love you so much. Like I love you, I love you, I love you. And like those words can't even really like express the honor and the love I have for you. Like you don't understand. Like me and your son love you so much. This is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it so much. Maybe I should do more story times, because your girl is filled with a whole bunch of stories. Maybe one day I'll do like a whole bunch of story times. But if y'all like the story times, yeah, drop what y'all want down below in the comments. And if you guys have any questions about pregnancy or anything that I could probably maybe answer, I know this is my first time, but maybe based off my experience so far, maybe I can answer them. You guys could also drop those down in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. I do also, before I go, I do want to just thank you guys so much for being so loving and supportive throughout this journey. I don't really talk much, especially when it comes to like things that have happened to me in the past. I like to just keep it moving. Like I just like to move with grace and move forward, and like I try not to bash nobody in the process, because at the end of the day, I'm human too. I don't do everything right. But like even when moving forward, I don't even like talking about people. I don't like bringing people names up, especially people that I don't deal with no more. I just like to move forward and move with grace. But like it was on my heart to actually talk about this, because a lot of people don't know that I experienced child loss before, and I feel like my story can just be just an example, just showing that like God does not turn a blind eye to anything that any of us go through. Like he sees everything that we go through, and even though we don't understand why we're going through it, he does. Like that verse that literally says all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord according to his purpose, like that verse like this whole experience that I just explained to you guys, that I just went through, like that is that's a perfect example. Like if you would have told me 6 years ago that I'd be in a new marriage, and I'd also be having a child, I would have looked at you crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That's the end of the video. I don't want to keep rambling. I said what I needed to say. I said what I had to say. I had to get off my chest. I hope this video bless somebody and help somebody and will encourage somebody as well. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I love you guys so much.